So, you may have been recently watching Galaxy War 4, you've got your opening crawl, you've got the first scene, it's beautiful, and then it cuts to four people sitting around reading a script. And you're probably thinking, what the heck? What, what happened here? This isn't a movie, this is just a table read. And allow me to explain what happened. Simply, it was unfinished. So, I kind of had this all mapped out years before it released. I finished the third one a month after The Force Awakens came out, and you guys didn't see the first one until a couple months before Rogue One. But after I did the third one, I had plans to go on to do two more, of course, and complications began to arise. And about a year ago, I kind of realized that it wasn't going to happen. And so it sat there for about a year as the first one came out, and then the second came out, and then the third. But if you know me, I'm a fan of, all footage being released. I can't stand unreleased footage. You put work into it. Put it out there. Even if it's just bonus content. And that was what I did. I was wanting to find a way to put that out there. But the problem was I had the first scene done and then the second to last scene done. And how was I going to do that? So then it dawned on me that, hey, I filmed a table read. And so I could just put that in there. And so people at least get the story. And then it cuts to, the ending happening. And yes. So, I mean, it's not official, I guess. It's not really the best. It's my only option I had, though, if I wanted to release it, and I wanted to release it. I put work into it. And so that's why Galaxy War 4 turned out the way it did. So, how does Galaxy War 4 fit into the overall canon I have of the Darth Momo stories? That's a good question. And I'll kind of break it down to explain it to you. So, the opening crawl, completely canon, just like the other three. Then that first scene, all of it, completely canon. That's how it all happened in that universe. And then that whole kind of table read stuff that I put into there, allow me to explain that. So, that's not in canon how it happened. We didn't all sit down and fight each other through talking, sitting down outside. So, dialogue, and it's pretty obvious to tell when we were screwing around and when we were reading the script, which version the director would have gone with and such. So, that stuff, the dialogue, pure canon. That is, writtenly and in that format, that is how it happened. But, visually, that's not how it happened. So, dialogue is canon. And, to kind of get a guess of how it happened visually, just listen to the director as he was narrating. But, otherwise, that's as far as that goes with canon. Then, that other scene that is fully edited music and everything, where Trinipla speaks to the Force Ghost of Jedi Master Palmer. That is completely 100% pure canon. That is definitely how it happened in universe. And then the final scene kind of being written and such. Same with, that's essentially like visual script. That is, kind of the script, a description of how it happened. So, that's canon. And then, then we see a shot of Zanduku from Bloopers of the Third. The idea that Darth Zanduku, or Zanduku now, that he survived, he was on the mountain, and he is the one that Trinipla found, canon, yes. Zanduku is still alive. He is the one that Master Palmer was referring to when he said there's another one who will help Trinipla. That shot of him, that's how he looked, and that is how he looked, no. That is not canon. That was more so a cue for the audience so they knew who we're referring to. They knew that, so they would know it was Zanduku. But it didn't appear that Trinipula walked up there and then we see Zanduku in the Imperial Palace with flank behind him. No. Kind of as that description kind of said. She walks up there, she sees a man in a cloak, he turns around, he's got a lightsaber that's cut at the end, because in the first one we see Darth Zanduku's double lightsaber got cut in half. And then he turns around, emits it after saying his line, and it's got a red blade. And, that's the cue for it to be Zanduku. So that's where Galaxy War 4 stands on the overall Darth Momo canon. So, as you can tell, it's definitely unfinished. It didn't really do it the way I wanted to, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm ever going to get around to Galaxy War 4 and 5 the way I had planned. It's just, I've focused on other things now. I don't have the resources or the capability to get the people together and the way I wanted it. It's just not really going to happen. As you can see, I've got my focuses now on My Lego Rebel Life. That's coming well together. I've got the 4 seasons planned. As of now, 2 seasons are completed with the 3rd in early production. But, Galaxy War 4 and 5, I'll talk about the unfinishedness of it and how we're going to get it. So, I have Galaxy War 4 coming to YouTube in 4 parts. There is Galaxy War 4 Cloud of Darkness, which is the crawl, the first scene, most of the table read in there to kind of cue in the audience, and then the second to last scene, and then the visual description of how the last scene plays out, and then, end credits. And then the second part will be the bloopers of what was shot. The third part will be the table read. I know we saw most of it in Galaxy War 4, but the complete table read will be available. And then the fourth part will be this documentary explaining the state of Galaxy War series and Galaxy War 4 more specifically. And then Galaxy War 5. I'd never had a script written. I just had more so ideas written or, played out in my head. There was a couple test shots and such for ideas that I did shoot. I will kind of compile those together in a small little video so you can kind of see, what Galaxy War 5 was going to be. I'll maybe talk about it a little. That's really all I got. It was purely unfinished. It's kind of like how Star Wars The Clone Wars ended up. It's very unfortunate, but this is how things are going to be. Know that, as I said, going forward, canon-wise, how Galaxy War 4 and 5 were supposed to be, maybe not, Galaxy War 4, I have the complete script in mind as canon when I'm doing future stories in the continuity. In Galaxy War 5, specific dialogue, maybe not, but I have the basic plot in my head, and that is going to be canon going forward. I think we may be shipping off kind of the canon or the continuity, the Darth Momo story. It's unfortunate, but I've just, like I said earlier, I've got my focuses elsewhere now. I still have not decided yet what I'm going to do with the remaining 2 Darth Momo shorts, if I'm going to finish those off or such, but I think I will eventually get around to them, and that will kind of be its ship off, the proper send-off to the Darth Momo stories. That was kind of my outlet to finish off some things that I had planned, especially Darth Momo 13, where we meet Kyle Camlin and we get a cameo from Master Palmer. Because Galaxy War 4 was supposed to be the proper send-off to Kyle Camlin, but that didn't really work out, as you can see. So, we got that proper send-off kind of spiritually in the form of Darth Momo 13. And that's kind of why it was titled An Enemy's Beginning. Because that was, in universe, our first introduction to Kyle Camlin, and that was supposed to be kind of bringing it full circle. So, that's really it. Galaxy War, Darth Momo 14 was supposed to be just another brief minute short, and then 15 was supposed to be like the prequel shorts, full out and done, and would be the send off. I think I'll eventually get around to those, but it'll be some time. Probably after my Lego Rebel life is taken care of. That's my priority at this point in time. But that's the state of Galaxy War 4 and 5, the rest of the saga. Thank you guys for sticking with me from the first trailer of Galaxy War 1 all the way to this documentary and what we'll be getting of Galaxy War 5. So, that's it. Thank you guys for joining in it and staying along. It means a lot, and, a lot for my blood pumper. Thank you guys.